In honor of, well, this, which is not what today's video is about, but this will be forever known as the outfit. Let's get into the video. A bit of a compiler video today. There's a shocking breakthrough in the YouTube golf world that we need to talk about, but I'm going to compile a couple other things from the week because obviously it's been a big week in the YouTube golf world. So if you appreciate this news content, hit that subscribe button. It's your last day, unless I post a video this weekend, but I probably won't, to hit that subscribe button to be entered to win one of these amazing golf cleaning brushes. This is literally, I carry this around in my pocket when I play golf. It's this small. You push it up, you get the bristles, and you push it up, and then you get the little pick. So you can clean out the individual grooves. It's the best thing ever. So if you want to win a pack of 4 of these, I'm going to pick 5 random subscribers at the end of this week, aka probably tonight if I don't post a video on Saturday, to win. So just hit that subscribe button. That's all you have to do. Okay, first piece of YouTube golf news that has been kind of ignored because of the whole situation. YouTube Championships number 3 is uploaded. Brian Bros had it on their channel, posted 2 days ago. Unfortunately, the day before this happened. So I think that's been a little bit affecting the trajectory of that video, but it's still doing quite well. It's the first time Brian Bros have uploaded one of these. It's the first time they've uploaded on their main channel in like 2 weeks or something like that, because they've been obviously going harder on the Brian Bros TV, but it's a big one. The first 2 are, you know, Grant's is at 2.5 million, Mike's is at 1.5 million. I would hope that these guys are able to sniff that 1 million view mark. I think there's definitely been a bit of a downtick in interest. I mean, Micah's channel has less fuel behind it than Grant's does for sure, so you would expect Grant's to get a few more views. Plus, Grant's had Bob to Sports in it, and Micah's didn't. But at the same time, like, this collaborative series and all the content these guys have been doing together has been really interesting. So I do expect this video to go well from them. Realistically, this concept, we've talked about it, the boys, as I coined them, and now people are calling them in my comment section. It's good. As long as they keep coming up with inventive ideas, and hopefully it keeps subbing people in and out. This format of like group-based collaboration, but having it not be set in one group, I think is going to be successful overall. So this is the 3rd era of it. I think we're supposed to see at least one more on Busted Jack's channel that will come probably in like 2, 3, 4 months, sometime probably in the new year. So yeah, but it's a good one. Go check it out. I'm like 3/4 of the way through it, almost done, but it's a long video. In other news, one of the biggest crossovers in YouTube golf, at least for me, that I've been waiting for, has finally happened. And it's happened with this guy, Grant Horvath. And that is the crossover of the Barstool universe, specifically Forplay golf, into the more classical YouTube golf side. Now, I have a lot of things to this story that I want to share with you guys today. Because, I mean, number one, Forplay is trying to really enter into the YouTube golf scene now. They talked about it a little bit in their podcast with Grant, but I actually got a message from one of their senior producers the other day. We went back and forth. He said he watched some of the videos, appreciated the shout outs, and that's awesome. And, you know, basically informed me that, like, with the change in ownership of Barstool and having a bit more freedom and a bit more ability to do what they want, that's why they pulled the podcast off their YouTube channel, which I actually said as a criticism to them, is that their YouTube channel is just kind of a dumping ground for random pieces of content, which is not optimal for performance on YouTube. You want to make videos that are actually going to do well, and you can't just throw trash on there and then try to upload good videos, and it's going to hurt the overall performance. So them uploading the daily 9s and podcasts and stuff like that, like, it's just not conducive to success in the YouTube golf world. And I think it's part of the reason why their audience was pretty much purely the Barstool audience. There wasn't a lot of crossover to the mainstream YouTube golf world. They're not really ever in the conversation with Grant, Micah, you know, good, whatever. But that's all changing. They're really trying to get into that space, and they've done it through a couple ways. They pulled the podcast off, put it on a separate podcast channel. They're now uploading much more regularly on their YouTube channel, looking like they're really trying to optimize title, thumbnails, you know, in-video retention, things that matter on YouTube. But most importantly, they're stepping into collaborations with actual YouTube golfers. For the longest time, Forplay has done collaborative content, but it's been with professional golfers almost exclusively. They had one video with Bob to Sports that has like 3 million views, but that was with Bob to Sports before Bob to Sports was Bob to Sports. And so it doesn't really count. Since then, there hasn't really been any crossover collaboration. There's been a bit of back and forth online. Maybe they're going to do something with Good, maybe they're not. It's always been an interesting puzzle to solve for them, I think, because they're just not as good at golfers as most of the top YouTube golfers. Like, for example, if I was like Frankie and me, we're pretty similar. We're kind of guys who go out, shoot maybe in the 70s every once in a while, but most of the time probably in the 80s. Whereas most top end YouTube golfers are like, I mean, Good, Grant, Micah, Busted Jack, Brian Bros. They're all like scratch or better. So like the competition pinning Forplay against anyone else in the YouTube golf scene is just not necessarily going to be very competitive. So that's always been a problem they also have had to solve. But putting all that aside, it's important if they want to be a contender in this space that they begin collaborating. And so the collaboration with Grant in their podcast, we heard teases of videos. Grant officially dropped the first one. It was a 1v3 against Forplay. Now, Nate, why are you so excited about this? Number one, I like Forplay. I like the podcast. But outside of that, for YouTube Golf, it is a big deal that Forplay is now trying to transition more into the traditional YouTube Golf world, because Forplay's audience is not the YouTube Golf audience for the most part. Forplay, Spitting Chicklets, when they put out golf content, it is mainly being consumed by the Barstool audience, which is just, trust me, a different audience. It's a different group of people who I'm almost certain 98% of them don't watch Grant Horvath, don't watch Michael Morris, and don't watch Good Kid. And they might not, but you're entering in. I mean, these guys pull 300, like 100,000 views minimum on a golf video, all the way up to like ones with Rory collaborations, like 2.8 million views. Like, they reach so far, and they also reach more onto the PGA Tour side of the golf world as well, because that's what their podcast covers. So it's a whole new introduction of audience into the YouTube golf space and into the YouTube golf creator. Okay, a little bit of vlogception here, where actually this is editing Nate. Nate's been editing, but Nate has wants to clear up, because listen, if you go look at any of the publications now from this collaboration with Grant on the Forplay side, you're probably saying to yourself, like, Nate, why do we want these people in YouTube golf? Why would we even want them here? What I need to preface this whole thing with is that is a very vocal minority. It's just like yesterday when we talked about people calling the Good shot fake. Those are haters. That is not the majority of Forplay's audience. Like, that represents what I'm saying, which is that I think a lot of Forplay's audience has misconceptions about what YouTube golf is and who YouTube golfers are, but they're not going to be filled with vitriol that the top comments are. That's not the majority. That's a vocal minority. That's haters. That's what internet hate is. But the representation of people is relatively accurate, to the sense that they don't know who these guys are and they might have misrepresentations, but the vast majority of them are more open-minded and are going to get into a video, and they're going to get these videos, and they have gotten these videos recommended to them, I'm sure, and they've never clicked on them because of these misconceptions. But by these collaborations happening, they're getting to see Forplay, the group they love, the group they're going to click on because they're part of this Barstool audience, now introducing these characters to them. Watching a Forplay video with Grant in it is going to allow them to be like, oh wait, this is actually a cool guy. This is actually a chill guy. This is a relatable guy. He's not some stuck-up country club snob. Like, I guarantee all of this more Barstool audience, whatever you want to call them, is assuming of these YouTube golfers. It's coming from the PGA Tour side. It's coming from the non-YouTube golf viewing side that just kind of watches the Barstool videos. But there's such a large amount of people that kind of have that misconception that I believe very much can be transplanted into our ecosystem and actually make a sizable difference in the growth of our community. And that's why I think it's important. Ignore the haters. There are some, of course, but that's anywhere on the internet. I think there's a lot of people who will watch a video and be like, oh, wow, this guy's actually pretty cool, and become fans and enter into our ecosystem via these collaborations. And so then, by having that introduction, we are expanding our pool in the YouTube golf ecosystem. So that's why I'm excited about it. That's why I think it's a big deal. Whether you like Forplay or you don't, it's definitely going to be good for the greater community as a whole. And I firmly hope that they are able to collaborate with more creators in the future. That's it. That's the news. Have a great weekend. I'll see you later.